Hi, welcome back to my channel. I hope that this video goes undisturbed, but I have a cat on my desk right now, so we'll see what he decides to do while I try to tell you about this book by Noelle Houghton. It's called Dead Secret. It's the fourth book in the DC Maggie Jameson series. I have loved the series so far, and I'll tell you about the first three books, and I will probably pop those covers up for you in case you want to check them out. They are Dead Inside, Dead and Wrong, and Dead Inside, Dead Wrong, and Dead Perfect. I've reviewed all of them on my blog. I have not made videos for those, but those are the titles. So, what is this book about? Well, there are three things going on in this book. See the cat's moving the tripod. The first thing is that DC Maggie Jameson is pushed headfirst into the case of a murder of a young man. And as she's starting this investigation, she notices that her boss, DCI, which is Detective Chief Inspector Hastings, hasn't been seen at the police station for 3 days or for a few days. So Maggie's trying to investigate the murder of the young man, but she's also concerned about Hastings. And then she realizes that not only has Hastings not returned to work for a few days, but his wife and daughter are nowhere to be found. So where are Hastings, his wife, and his daughter? The third thing going on is probation officer Lucy Sherwood had undergone quite a bit. She came from a domestic violence situation. She has reestablished herself, and she's right in the process of starting a women's, like a safe haven for victims of domestic violence. And the doors are about to be opening. There's going to be a grand opening, but even before they get everything fully set up, a woman comes knocking on her door and she's in desperate need of help. She doesn't seem to know who she is, why she's injured, and she's very reluctant to tell Lucy what she is running from. So you have this three sections of this book, or these scenarios: the murder of the young man, and Maggie having to go to his family to try to determine what happened to this young man, who saw him last, and so forth. Then you have the fact that DCI Hastings and his family are missing, and now you have a young woman who proves to be rather mysterious, who shows up at Lucy Sherwood's place of employ, or the new haven that Lucy is developing. And so you have to say, well, are any of these three situations connected? And then there's something else to keep in mind with this book. For the first three books, Maggie had turned to her dear friend, Dr. Kate Maloney, who's, I don't fully know her title, but not only is she a psychologist, but she was kind of like a consult. The police would use her kind of like in a profiler sense. I'm not being specific because she's not really focused in this book, but she was focused in the previous books. Well, the last case that Maggie worked on really had a terrible impact on Kate. You'll have to read Dead Perfect to find out what happened to Kate. So that situation comes into play. Maggie's relationship with Kate comes into play in this book. As far as, if you're following this series as I am, you wonder what is going to happen with Kate. So there you have it. All these scenarios written in a very exciting book. I gave it 5 stars because you have twists and turns, and they start right from the beginning. They grabbed my attention. As a matter of fact, I read this book in my recliner several months ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, maybe even 6 months ago. I read this book, and I remember when I read this book, I could not get up until I had finished it. I literally was tapping the keys on the pages on my Kindle Paperwhite, boom, 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 because the story was so riveting. It was so compelling. And I want to say too, with Maggie, this is a crime thriller type, mystery thriller type book, but we get to see Maggie grow over the course of the series. She's evolving, and I like seeing the changes because it doesn't matter how complicated the cases are. She stays focused on her cases despite dealing with situations in her personal life. So this is a great book to a great series, number 4, and I hope that I've raised your attention enough so that you grab a hold of it yourself. All right, we made the video without the cat too, by the way, so thank you so much. Bye-bye.